Good morning, guys. So, your topic for today's group discussion is digital currency and its impact on the economy. You will be given 3 to 4 minutes to jot down your points and then we can start.
Time's up, candidates. You will start the discussion.
So hi everyone, I will start the GD. Today's topic is digital currency. So as we all know that digital currency is a virtual currency which can be transferred from person to person and person to merchant, and which makes transaction more cheaper, easier and safer. And in India, it has been named as central banking digital currency.
It's in pilot mode, and
It was launched on October 7, 2022, and right now we are piloting with just wholesale with the particular persons in that group which can transfer money from one another. But government is planning to launch these currency to more to the general public. But it will be in the future, in the coming future, and then we can see the benefits of digital currency. Like it will help us in cost efficiency and transparency plus inclusions. And when we say inclusions, it will be let's say we have many rural areas where are not proper banking institutions, and they regularly suffer from they can't reach that banking institutions and other banking instrument. So when we say this digital currency will include these other rural areas because they have access to mobile phones, and which will lead more inclusion to that area, and which will build more through which they can participate in the economy and build more wealth with us.
But the thing is, 75% of our population is using the phone, but 35% of it doesn't know how to use a smartphone. So there is a lag where the CDBC can lag, and many frauds can happen, like in the city Jantara. So there are a lot of people facing the issue that they receive phone calls and many others through messages. They just asked to transfer the money, and there will be lack of awareness. So I think there should be some webinars or some kind of awareness when the CDBC will be launching the digital currency.
I would agree to Rita. Like she's saying, there is population that don't have access to internet. Like he said, many people, it is making digital currency is making easier things for many people, but it is very complicated for uneducated, illiterate section of the India. Like you can say more than half of the population of India is not literally very educated to use digital currency. They would be easily trapped by any phishing frauds because they are not properly aware of the usage. And there is a very important factor that there is a digital divide. So after lockdown, there is a lot of digital divide of people who have access to internet and who don't have access to internet. So when we launch any digital thing like digital currencies, people who have access, things are getting easier for them. But the section that is lower class sections, it will get difficult for them with the time. And the more there will be changes in the digital currency, it will get more complicated and more difficult to handle and the check to get aware about it.
To add to that, it is not just limited to the underprivileged or the illiterate, because frauds mostly happen with people who do use the digital transactions, and that is a lot of the educated and privileged population. So it is not more about of course, awareness is majorly needed when we bring in such new technologies, because we know that even if India is growing very well in the economy, it's one of the upcoming economies in the world right now, but a majority of our population is underprivileged, and they do require more opportunities to increase their accessibility to technology as such, as a whole, not just in terms of bank transactions and everything, but basically what we require is an overall, we need to include awareness about this among everybody, especially because even with UPI transactions and all which are going on right now, everybody, the level of scams or frauds that come up with technologies advances as proportionate to the technology. So it always takes new forms. We'll never predict how people can try and scam you into things. So with cryptocurrency, even if it is a very golden opportunity to advance our bank transactions or advance our economy, it is also a very rich ground for people who are looking for opportunities to scam others. So not just with the underprivileged, but also for everybody, they need to make people aware about the technology, how it works, what should be done, what should not be done, the different situations they can encounter before they bring it into the society as such. So, yeah.
But when we talk about the safety feature, digital currency is based upon the blockchain method, which provide a proper public ledger where the details of each and every detailed transaction will be mentioned, and which reduces the loss factor. So this can be a plus point when we talk about the digital currency. Yeah, when we are talking about the underprivileged people, if we talk about, we missed one point, that there are many pensioners in India. They are government employees, those who have been retired, and they don't have knowledge of such internet banking because they follow the same procedure. There are aged people about 60 years of age. They go to the bank, they just take the passbook and they just fill the form and take out the cash. So it will be difficult for them to create the awareness by the RBI because they have spent their whole age in doing the same process. So RBI have to think for them as well, ki how can we bring awareness for them. Yeah, they have to think on that part as well, because this is the most important part we have been missing for every UPI transaction. Because if we'll give an example of our parents as well, if our parents are of 60 plus of age, they are not comfortable with the UPI transaction as of now as well. And we can see the number of frauds happening. They get a call on a daily basis that please share your ATM has been expired, and they believe on that phone call and they are ready to give the number. So these things have to be on a very large scale, then only it will be a very profitable. But we have the pros and cons for both of them.
To,
Yeah. So
to add to that one point, even if it is like on a blockchain, that is what I was meaning. Like, if there is a technology which makes this very secure, we should make the public aware that this technology is secure in such means. And if you face a situation where they are talking about transactions or something which you know is not how that technology works, so you can be aware of, like, this person is trying to scam me. So basically we need to make sure that the public can understand what the technology behind this like digital currency is.
Oh, but right. The thing is, there is a lot of network issue, and net is also not available in many places in India. Talking about India at the moment, so digital currency can be only transferred when you are using the net or you are using a smartphone with the particular app and all. So that is also where we are lacking. That we have to provide the network all over India, and after that only we can take into the
like
process.
she's saying, there are like two sides of everything. If I'm saying underprivileged people are not getting advantage of digital currency, so like when we use digital currency, there is a cost cutting in printing. When we print rupees, so we get less funds for that. We can save our funds in transportation of money, storage of money, and printing of all the notes that are physical notes, printing of. So we can use that fund for the awareness program or for providing facilities to that underprivileged. Like, all apps are designed in the way we can say it is bilingual in local languages, but there are people who still don't know the function. You can understand the language, but when it comes to function, okay, if I'm stuck here, so how to get rid of that?
Exactly.
Even my mom is educated, she's graduated, but when there is any problem with UPI, she don't know what to do. If their money is debited, they will just panic that my money won't come back.
Right.
So these particular things you can aware that at that level, like radio programs like in rural areas. People understand that, they hear that, so we can use funds in that to create awareness about, and there should be some kind of apps that are easy to use. Like most of the banks have many issues, like even we face problems when we are regularly using this.
Yes.
So there should be something, some maybe we can say customer care or something we can contact at that particular time, so we easily get, we are, because people are scared, if my money is lost on online, how would I get,
Exactly.
who would I contact? Like everyone is not aware about cyber police and all that thing, it takes time. So there would be someone who we can contact immediately and they will respond. So it kind of give, like we create a belief base for underprivileged people or people who don't understand the like advanced things.
So
When we talk about the awareness part, social awareness will not work because we need a physical awareness. If I'll just put a thing on social ki we have, I have made a video or anything recording thing, and we are telling them ki you have to do this, you have to do this. There's a lack of communication if they have any doubt. So we have to create a physical awareness. For example, we have RB banks. We can just create a awareness around that area. Ki please join something. Ki we are coming up with this type of a currency, and you will not be used. You have to come to a bank for the transaction. So for this to avail this facility, please come our bank and attend the physical webinars. So this will be a very great point if they initiated this thing. And when we talk about the on the positive part of it, it also lowers the transaction cost. Basically, at this point of time, we have different intermediaries at between. For example, we have to transfer any money, we have to go to the bank. Now, if we'll use a digital currency, it is today transacted crossing the borders and everywhere in a form of reduces the human effort, intermediaries, everything will be reduced, and this will be a very great impact. And this will be very beneficial for everyone as well, those who are privileged at this point of time, if we'll talk, because initially if it will be introduced, the privileged area will be using more of it, because it will take time to educate the underprivileged people, those who are don't have any idea about it. So but if we'll talk about that, then we can start using it, and we can give more benefit to the privileged part, and we can have a great impact on the
But when we are speaking about awareness, India has a lot population. So it is like impossible when we are setting something new. It is like impossible for government to approach everyone, each and everyone, to have a knowledge about it. So when we are speaking about digital, slowly India is growing on digital part, and it might take a lot of time to fully achieve there. And I hope it is going to be a long journey to the population of India, and especially when it is on rural side, the digital world, it's going to reach on it might take a longer part.
Actually, it might not take a longer part because before some time only India has launched the UPI thing, right?
Yeah.
And it was successful that many people are using the UPI, and we do not carry cash.
Yeah.
You're getting my point, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I think they will be picking up, and India is, I guess, on the fourth.
Yeah. As long as like we make practice out of it,
Yeah.
everyone will understand and will make use of out of it.
As per the
Actually,
report,
I
90%
differ
of
with-
the people use the UPI transactions. So I'll just adding
And
that
also-
point. So we have 90% of the population already using the UPI transaction. As you can see, the vegetable stores everywhere, where they were not used to accept the UPI transaction. Now they are also using the UPI transaction. So we cannot say कि it will take a longer time, but awareness is very important, so we have to focus on that part.
But
But,
as you are saying that 90% of population is doing UPI transaction, like I don't think that is correct data, because around 70% of Indian population don't have the accessibility or don't use that kind. We can
Yeah,
talk
I
about the
agree
people
with
who
her.
have access. That percentage of 90%
I think
people
what
are
he
using
meant is
UPI.
90% of the
Of the people.
transactions which occur.
90%
Yeah,
of transactions that are
actually
occurring.
occur on mass cities, like cities that are well developed. But when we go to on rural sites, they don't have any access to technologies or network. Also, they don't know about digital payment and all. So when they come to a practice out of it, even if they have awareness, even if they have knowledge related to it, only practicing it can make them easier for rural peoples.
Like there is a belief issue also. Even there are shops in villages that will not use UPI transactions because there is some belief like they will get fraud or they will not get the money. They are like, don't send in our bank accounts, just give us cash, because their life is dependent on cash.
Yeah.
Okay, if they are doing UPI transactions, it becomes harder for them to withdraw money in the form of cash, because in rural areas people still have some belief like they should have cash with them, because they are not secure with the UPI transaction. They do not have that belief still. We, like in urban areas, people go without cash. We have like UPI thing, and same will happen with the digital currency. There will be disbelief. There will be issue of trust. If I am using, if it will not work at that period, if I don't have cash, what will I do then? So there are cases you have to create a trust. Maybe we can create, it's again all about awareness, but it's something that will take time. It is not something sudden. Like it can take a longer time.
Yeah,
That again
also-
comes down to accessibility to technology as such, because like a lot of even semi-rural or upcoming even rural areas, they are developing. It is not as if they are stuck in the past period and we are
But
only
still, they are
moving
not
ahead.
getting proper access to the
It
technology.
again comes down to the accessibility to technology as such, because we know there is a divide there's an economic divide when it comes to urban areas and rural areas.
Okay, guys, done. Thank you. So, in the real interview, when you will be going for SBI view interview, you are not going to get the feedback there.
Yeah.
You are not going to get any feedback, or you are not going to get any idea like how much marks you are going to get in that GD round.
Yeah.
When you will be going for the interview day, same day you will have your GD and PI. So you are not going to get the feedback from there. But here, I'll be giving you few points. What are the mistakes you guys have done? Starting from Dikshant. Dikshant have started with the introduction part. There was a weak introduction of the digital currency. Whoever want to start the general discussion or the group discussion, they should give the brief idea about the introduction. They should give the brief idea about the introduction, like digital currency, how it is different from the cryptocurrency. If you remember the months also, that in which month it was launched, that is also okay. You can add up that data. Little bit data we can add up if we have the points. So I feel personally that the introduction part was a little weak. It could be better. While second time when Dikshant started the discussion, it was far better than first time. His points was more mature and relevant to the economy. After that, coming to Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi have given very awesome points. The points were good, but one or two mistakes she has done. In the GD, we should avoid agreeing or disagreeing with any candidate, any other candidate. We can give our own points. That this is what my point I want to add up here. So this is what the mistake which I have find. Similarly, Vishwanath has also done that. I disagree with this point. So that agreeing and disagreeing in a group level we should avoid. We should only give our points. हमको अपने ही points रखने हैं. Then Anjali, lots of points she has given related to, but still in the overall feedback there are few things which we were missing. The overall topic was related to that
Digital.
impact of digital currency on the economy. It goes more around like UPI, and it goes more around the challenges in the implementation of digital currency.
Yeah.
So it was more around like we have a topic of challenges of implementation of digital currency instead of impact on economy. Like few points Dikshant has given, it will decrease the transaction cost. Vaishnavi said it will decrease the printing cost. So these types of points we could use more, which were relevant to the topic. Sindhuja took lots of time to start. Almost it was going to end when she have given the points. But although she managed in the last, that is also okay. Sometimes few candidates wait till last and they give few points in the last. That is also okay. That was not a problem. Sindhuja presented some data directly, 75% and 65%. If we have the proper valid data, her data was valid actually. So if we have the proper valid data, only we have to use the percentage. Otherwise, we should avoid using the percentage term during the during the GD rounds. So it was overall feedback from my side. Harshita ma'am.
Yeah. few of the feedback is definitely same. You were all like a lot off topic, right? You have to stick to the topic. And I didn't understand, like in the beginning only it started with the negative only. How will we manage? Like there were lots and lots of suggestions about how will we manage the digital divide, how the problems that will come in implementation. So it went off topic. Now few more points which I want to add is the eye contact part firstly. So the eye contact should be maintained. You are speaking to everybody. Like I noticed that if a particular candidate is speaking, the others are either looking down or they are in their own thoughts. You should take interest in what the other person is speaking. So listening is a very important quality when we talk about GD, right? So you have to take that interest firstly. Eye contact among yourselves, right? You're talking to in a group. This is a discussion. So eye contact was a major point. Then be more polite. Even if you are disagreeing, like sir said, directly you cannot say like in a blunt manner, I disagree, I don't think this is right, I beg to disagree. That is a phrase you can possibly use, which is a little polite way of saying, okay, that you might be right, but I have a little different view on this. So be a little more polite when you are saying that, okay, the other person has given a point and I am not okay with it, I am opposing that point. You might oppose, but in a polite manner. So brush up that. Next is small grammar errors were there, which can be corrected through practice, I know. Acha, two of you got a little nervous, which could be sensed, like Vaishnavi in between. Your hands showed that you were a little nervous, they were shaking, which is okay, which can be improved through practice. Also,
but avoid conversation between two people. Like in between, there was a moment
there only
when
two people were talking to
Sindhuja
themselves.
and Rida were having the conversation in between.
Yes,
two of them.
Even I noticed that
Yes,
point.
so that should be avoided in the group discussion.
Also,
that was a group discussion.
Also, group discussion means, guys, you are adding to the. We will treat you as one group, right? Marks based on one group. So you have to let other person also speak. You know, as a team, you'll have to be there and also listen to each other. Basically, you're not adding to each other's points. What I noticed is you have a brand new or different point. I think only 1 or 2 instances were there where people were listening and adding to the points, right? So just maintain, you have to focus on that also. And yeah.
But it was good as it was your first
time,
GD.
yeah.
So it was good on the expectation side. It was, I personally feel it was good. You guys have done a great job. Very good.
Thank you. Topic for your group discussion is social media pros and cons.